All right, so I found kind of my main reference, my main structural reference for the neck and shoulders. Um, the anteater was that for my head, and it gave me where my eye position should be and the length and shape. But notice how almost none of the anteater, only that much of the anteater is still showing. So once you have that base structure that lines up with your sketch and your intentions, then you have a lot more freedom to kind of customize it the way you want. So I don't need to use this everywhere. I just need to use it to justify that neck curving into that collarbone and that rib cage in this exact way. And it's even lit pretty well. But the pelvis is going to get totally swapped out. The hands are going to get swapped out eventually. This might be a good example just because of that strong yellow color where I can just do a quick color balance change to help it fit in a little bit more with what I'm developing here. And so very simple, go to image adjustment color balance in the midtones. I'm just going to move away from the yellows and move a little bit away from the reds. And you'll see how it automatically brings the color more to a full spectrum, believable color like this thing would be lit in natural light, as opposed to inside someone's weird taxidermy collection closet. All right. So if I wanted added definition and added texture, because it's a little weird, the angle of this arm, I could use that from another reference. And I have to decide which of these I like better for that. And I think I'll go with this one. So what might I use this for? Let's move it to the top. And this will be used to map and transition the side of the neck there. And again, I'm not going to try to cut it out too closely because it's mostly just textures I'm going to be stealing. And I'm definitely not using that arm position. But I want to get a sense of what it can do. And I take more than I need because I want to be able to overlap and transition elements. And again, you can add to selections by holding down Shift. You can subtract from them by holding down Option. Now I'm going to duplicate and actually just erase underneath and use a pretty big 100% opacity eraser just to further take away material I don't think I'll need. But we're going to learn about some texture tools that will make mapping textures a little bit easier. Now I'm going to warp it, kind of put it in place. I like to have a separation, a clear separation between the belly and the rest of the design. It's a very common feature in a lot of animals. And now let's see how that works with the head. Yeah, that can be worked with, that kind of distinction. Okay, that also gives me the skinny arms I was looking for, and I was thinking I'd use an insect for that. That might have kind of solved my problem already by giving me a skinny arm that I can build with a three-toed sloth. Okay, so now, save my work. I'm going to get rid of the smart layers I don't need. I'm not using. I don't think I really need this. anywhere, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to group now. This is a lot simpler. Oh, I haven't even matched this texture yet. Let's see. I need that chest. I might need it. I'll save that just in case. That could work well for some clone stamping. I don't need a lot of it. Where it might be helpful is just right in here. So notice I have a lot of hard edges. And those are all going to change and transition, but that's not my main concern. My main concern is building these big assembly parts. So I have the head. Now I'm starting to get the chest and shoulders. And that's what matters. So this will be my chest and shoulders layer. I'm going to make a new group. And move all of those into there. Everything except my underline sketch. And I can choose a color for that. Let's do orange, because they connect. So that's what I've got so far. I like that position of the arm a lot. It kind of matches my sketch. This one's a little bit too forced in perspective, so I'm going to go back to my sketch for that. But now I need hips and legs, and it's going to be good if I can find those from one source. So it's back to Google. And I need back, hips, and legs. This source finally loaded, and this is a digital painting. And it's cool, and it's a nice kind of digital sketch, but it's not high enough quality to use. Not even for the tail. So that's why we always check the images before we save them for compositing. All right, let's see, back legs. What am I going to be able to find? That's kind of lizard-like. I'll just try reptile. Reptile hips. I wonder how many people have searched for that. And there's no reason I need to stick to reptiles. I can do something furry. Oh, I think I know what I might do. Especially looking at this kind of breakdown. I might look at a rhinoceros. Maybe they're not quite the bent haunches. But a rhinoceros's front legs might work as these. So instead of looking for the hips, let's just look at a rhinoceros in general. Now these are great animals to work with because they have such clear structural anatomy. But again, they don't really pose for you. Something else. And their head's always in the way. Let's see. Maybe an iguana. Yeah, I mean those are great legs. They're just not going to support the weight. They don't have the pelvis structure. So, what other creatures need to support that much weight? Kangaroos. Try gorilla. It's more the anatomy I need to find. I can work with the textures and the colors. A bear. Because bears will stand upright, so that's what I need. Not that many creatures with this kind of leg structure that are often upright. So let me just look for a standing bear. Yeah, this is just a 3D model. Not clear enough. Even though it has a lot of pixels, it's not dimensional enough. Come on. So then I might need to go to taxidermy. Because it exists, it's just that it's not photos with the feet clearly shown. Usually when taxidermy artists put something out, they'll show the whole body. I wouldn't use it for a head because they always look lifeless and weird, but something like legs or paws would be useful. Come on, show me a standing, scary bear. The right angle. Oh, there's a little girl in the way. That's going to be sad if that's the best I can find. Okay, let's think out of the box a little bit. Oh, the sloth. Huh, okay. How about badger? Running out of options here. Hippo? No. Yeah, this really shouldn't be the best I can find.